Tying up another wet fly from Ray Bergman's book Trout. This is called the Cooper. It is a extremely basic, simple little wet fly. It has no rib on it, no tip, no tail. There's just an orange floss body, a dark turkey, mottled turkey wing, and a black hackle that is collared in at the front. Quick, simple, and easy fly to do. That's the Cooper. I'll get started tying. I'm going to start the Cooper with a hook in the vise. This is a Mustad 33.99 in a size 6. I'll debarb the hook because there is a orange floss body on this, starting out with a white thread. This is a 70 denier Danville in white. Got some wax on my thread. I'm going to attach this about an eye length behind the eye of the hook. Advance my thread rearward. In case you're new to these videos and you're wondering why a white thread instead of black when that's what it finishes with, because the black thread under that light colored floss will darken up the floss in the water. So I use a white thread, so the water's going to darken it up anyway, but it's not going to have the additional effect of having the black thread underneath it. So I'm now going to tie in the floss. This is a Danville 4-strand Rayon in orange. I'm going to use all 4 strands here. I'm going to tie this in with a couple of wraps going rearward, getting it down to the end of the body, and then I'm going to come back forward. Try to get nice touching turns. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to try and get some nice touching turns so that it's a nice smooth underbody for that floss. A little more wax on my thread. I'm going to advance my thread forward, collecting the tag ends of that floss together, stopping at the end of the body, and now I will apply the floss body. Securing that in at the end of the body here, I'll secure that with a few wraps and then trim away the excess. I'm going to advance the white thread up to behind the eye of the hook, because now I'm going to change over to the black thread. I've got a 70 denier Danville in black. I'm going to attach that right behind the eye of the hook, advancing rearward to trap the white thread in and the tag of black. Then I can trim away both of those. Advance my thread on down to the rear portion of the head. Now I'll tie in the wing. The wing is just some dark mottled turkey. So I've got a couple of feathers here that I'm going to cut some. I've got some slips cut out of. I've got my right slip right here. I'll pull that out and get my left slip right on top of it. What I want to do is match up the ends of those. Then I can peel out the left one. I want to, as you can see, that I didn't match them up too well there. So I just want to bring this back to get those tips matched up. I'm going to get the top edge together here. And when I do, you'll see that the slip on your side, the right side, which is now facing me, is wider than the left. So I want to make certain I have that edge right here matched up. I'm just going to reach in with my bodkin and peel out about 2 of those barbs. That'll give me a nice wing. I'm going to tie that in so that the bottom slope portion right here, this bottom corner, is about all the way back to the bend of the hook. A little pinch wrap right here to tie that in. Secure it. A few wraps, more wraps just to secure it and make certain that it's in place. My wings right up on top. There we go. Didn't get pulled down around the side at all. I'm going to trim away the excess. Now, just supporting that wing a little bit, I'm going to run my thread up behind the eye of the hook to clean this area up. We're going to collar in a little black hackle here. I'm using some black hen that I have here. I want to get a feather here where the barbs, the resulting barbs on the last turn or two, are going to be about the length from the head down to the barb of the hook. I'm going to isolate the tip and trim that off so I have a nice little handle to tie in. Get that tied in and anchored down. I have my thread right behind the eye of the hook here so that I can then palmer this in. I misspoke there. I'm not palmering this, I'm just wrapping this in as a collar. I'm going to fold those barbs back if I can. I find that sometimes this is difficult because that tip is kind of fragile and it breaks. But if you keep doing it a little bit, you can get those back at an angle where it's going to make it a little bit easier to wrap the whole hackle in. I'll get 3 wraps here, and I'll end up just right up behind the eye of the hook here. Bring my thread over to secure that. Keeping tension on my thread, I'm now going to sweep back all the barbs and the rest of that feather and work rearward a little bit, shaping the head. When I get that secured, maybe about half that head done, I can pop that off. Now I can just shape the head here a little bit. You want to make certain that it's just a nice tapered head from the end of that body on down to the eye of the hook. I'm going to flatten my thread, put in my whip finish. Trim away the rest of my thread. I can now put a little bit of fly tight on here that will soak down into those thread wraps and secure that real well. I'll come back and put a couple coats of a black lacquer on here a couple coats of a clear lacquer and then a black lacquer, and the Cooper will be complete. So there you have it. Nice little fly. One thing I've done in some other videos, which I should have thought about in this one, whenever you have just a floss in the back, you don't have a tail or anything like that, a tip or anything, sometimes that floss will creep on you here. What I could have done Yeah, what I could have done with that is I could have tied in the 4 strands, left 1 strand hanging, and I've done this in other videos, applied the 3 strands and then fold 1 strand over as a security measure. Didn't stop to think about that. Something to consider when you're doing these floss bodies. But that's the Cooper. Thanks for watching today. Thank you for joining me at the Vise today. I hope you learned a new pattern, at least a tip or trick here and there. If you'd like to help Dress Irons, you can like, comment, share, subscribe, all those wonderful things for the video. You can also head out to dressedirons.com where you can buy flies, tools, stickers, and merch, or you can join a growing community over on Locals at the Dressed Irons Fly Tying Guild. You can also donate to Dressed Irons if you want through the link at the bottom of the description. I thank everybody for their ongoing support, as it really does help the creation of these videos. But what's important is to remember, only fly tying. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.